Hey, welcome. So in this video, I want to give a quick overview of what is AI agents and what is AI workflow. There has been a lot of confusion among many people. What is AI agents? What is AI workflows? And so these are there are a lot of people say that AI workflow is same as AI agents or agents is different. So in this video, end of this video, you will know exactly what are the AI autonomous agents and what are the AI workflows, and you also get to know when do you use this AI workflow and when do you actually use the agents, and for your own business right now, which is the most important to start with, and what are the tools exactly available for us if I want to build an AI workflow and I want to actually do this AI agents. So my name is Prashant Ji. I'm a partner with Growth Aspire. I've been working with many businesses on how to actually scale their business with using the AI agentic systems. And so let's dive in now. What exactly is the AI agents and what is AI workflow? So here's a simple chart for you to start understanding with the analogy. What is AI agent is as your workflow is AI workflow is like a train track. So there is a track, there is a train on that, there is a fixed duration, fixed destination, and it continues to go. It doesn't change much. But AI agent, it's like an autonomous car. You just have a goal, you have set a map, but it just goes on its own. It can choose different directions, it can choose different routes, but finally it has to reach the place where you have to go. So it is just given a direction, it is just given a goal, and the agent job is to achieve that goal. It can take multiple routes, whereas the workflow, there is no multiple routes. The routes are actually fixed. So it also goes to a place where you want to go, but it cannot take its own decisions. So that's the very top level I want you to think. But now moving forward, what is exactly right? Where does this workflow use and where does? So let's take a couple of examples. One of the common examples I would want you to say is, before that, let's also understand why this AI agentic and workflow. If you really see back in 2022 when the chat gpt got launched, that was what I call as right now it's all about the prompts, it's all about using chat gpt. It's a better version of google, many say, but it's much more higher. It can answer a lot of questions, it can do many things, but that was not enough. The real work started in automation, which is AI workflow, which is around 2023 to 24, and 2025 is where the agentic starts becoming very big. And this is where we are actually, and things are going to amplify now. 2026, 27, there are a lot more things will happen, but right now we are in this agentic revolution, but the workflow is equally important. There is not that. So what is exactly the 2022 is where assistive AI, it has helped you to answer, it boosted productivity, helped you to task, but the automation is where the workflow is where you have tools like N8 and Make, Zapier. There are a lot of things. They're actually doing a lot more than that. They're actually completing the multiple tasks for you. And they're basically, it can be configured in such a way that end to end it can accomplish certain work. But then in the agent AI, it is not just that. It is actually doing a decision making. It also does a lot more things. So these are the things which are what we call as a self-reliant systems. And of course, not agents can make every decision, which we'll see, but the key thing is to know that the agent is much more. Now, obviously, there is a toolkit for all this. I share in my workshops. The basic foundation is all about the Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, but the AI building platforms, which is where Replit, Lovable, these are the things which can be used to build your agents. But then the agentic AI, some of these N8 Make.com, all these are workflows. So these are all available, but then there are other tools available like standalone tools like Cleven Labs, Canva, and many other hundreds of tools are available. So let's now explore what is this workflow and what is this actually some kind of agent. One of the very good example most people can relate in business is lead generation, right? Now, a simple workflow, I'm just taking a one very simple workflow is for a lead generation is you are getting leads through maybe some kind of a platform like India Mart, or maybe through the emails, maybe through your website. But then you have got a sales team. Now, what you want to do is to simply figure out whether the quality of the lead before giving it to your sales team. So, this is a simple two-step or three-step workflow where you build a lead scoring mechanism where lead comes automatically, then it triggers, and there is a system where we check the model whether what it works or not, and then based on the score you give it to a nurturing track, or you give it to, if the score is higher, you give it to the salespeople. So it divides the into a multiple Excel sheets, and so your sales team knows exactly which leads to follow. A simple workflow. This is of course this can be extended, we will see that, but this is a simple workflow. But now let us understand how does this work if I am going to do an agentic where. Now this is where an agent does much more dynamic. It is actually beyond the doing a simple workflow. It is also doing a lot more of work. It is asked, the agent job is to actually reach out to the right people and send the emails and maybe even book the calls. So what agent is configured, like it is configured within a database like Crunchbase or some where it pulls the leads, then it goes to the LinkedIn, it connects to the LinkedIn, and it does the LinkedIn search, it builds the database, and it also creates certain messages which I need to send, and then it also has access to the email. So end of the day, this agent is every day it is finding out the new leads for you and doing the outbound of LinkedIn and email. So this has got many decisions here it has to take, right? So you are actually adding a lot of things here, like what is the kind of leads you should not pursue, what happens if there is a bounce, what happens if there is a response, and what are the other things, like which when it does the search of a LinkedIn, what are the things, what are the level of leads it should stop, and every day how many leads it should perform. So all these things are becoming the agentic work. So you are configuring the agent for a lot more tasks and a lot more decision. It can take a multiple routes also. So that's the top level explanation for this one. So write in the comment box if you have how you found this, what is that question. If you have, just type in the comment box, I will see that. Now let's also dive into some more. Uh, One more example, which is what I call as the AI workflow for proposal. So this is one of the thing where a lot of people, they keep making a lot of proposals. How a simple workflow will look. So simple workflow is you take some input data, you already have a proposal template, and once you give this input data, it generates a assembly, it generates an output, and then finally it gives you a proposal which is almost like 80% is repetitive and 20% is a customized data. This is a simple plug and play proposal workflow. So this itself saves a lot of time for many people. But if you really want to go to the next level where you want to build a customized proposals for your customers, you want to be much more than what we do is a agentic proposal. Now this is much beyond. So you give it just an RFP document, you give a complete document of your understanding of customer, whatever. What the agent does is it analyzes these requirements. It does a complete analysis of requirement. It also search your own database. What is this requirement means? What are the actual things I need to add? Maybe it can do additional search outside of that. Then it comes out with various pricing, offer, feature, everything what you have configured. So then it also does a reasoning. It comes out with a very powerful template where how do you start this proposal, what is the best way to structure this proposal, how do they end this proposal, what is the call to action. So it's a very highly sophisticated, intelligent autonomy where it is being trained to perform right proposal. It is given a lot of background of neuroscience, persuasion, and also different various proposal templates, so that it comes out with a very highly customized proposal, which meets some of the best standard. So this agent is a very highly sophisticated proposal writer. So he can take an input and he can perform it because he is trained on neuroscience, as I said. He's trained on the uh, real proposal steps. He knows the structure, how to get the people attention. He knows the persuasion, all these things. And so this is a much higher dynamic, contextual, multi-source proposal. So obviously in some business, this is what is required, especially if you're in a consulting business, if you're in a more complex business, like you want a proposal which is very customized, very high-end ticket. Whereas the workflow may be okay if you are sending proposals which are much of a low ticket, this one. So as you see, the agent does a lot more of work, but not every business requires agents for everything. So that's where we say that you need to first understand what is that work which goes to agent, what is that work you need to go to the workflow. So that's where your job has to be, you have to become very clear of your job, what we say as a tasks and judgment. That means how many tasks are there in your work. So what is the kind of decision making is required? If the decision making is very less, a workflow is good enough. If there is a decision making, if there is a idea, strategy you need to come up with, that's where you need to build an agent which can come up with a lot more better decisions for you. And we have seen that in most businesses, in every functions, whether it's a sales, whether it's a marketing, whether it's a operations, there are lots of repetitive tasks which can be automated using workflows, and there are a lot of tasks which can be using agents. So both are available. So agents are much more, it takes time to build, but workflows can be built much faster. Again, depends on a lot of things, and we have places where both agents and workflows sit together to complete a job, and that's the key thing. And as you see, here is a B2B sales orchestra where we say there are almost 14 agents we have developed, which include certain workflows also. The lead generation is a workflow, but then there are other things which are more customized agents itself are being built. So here is one top agentic workflow plus some level of agent work is there, where it phase one is to take all the data, the phase two is to process using OpenAI and make.com, and finally phase C is a human in the loop, and phase 4 is all about execution and customers. So a lot of things can be developed like this to build a complete workflow which actually handles a lot of things, from doing a repeated activity, asking smart questions, sending follow-ups, and book meetings directly. So this is a combination of a workflow plus agent. But as I said, sometimes depending on the job, we may need multiple things. So that's the key thing which we do that. And as I said, there are various areas. It's not a one agent, it's an orchestra of multiple agents, and workflows is required for different businesses. So if you want to start, where do you do? Let me give you a very simple tip. You got to find out the hidden barrier. I don't know what to build means. Look for what are those repeating loops that don't deserve your time. What am acting as a human interface between the tools? What are the tiny frustrations? Maybe repeat for your customers. That's where you should start with some simple assistance AI and workflow AI. Or you can, possible automation is maybe you're writing regularly proposal. That's where you can start. Send follow-ups. That's where N8N can be used. Daily reflections, so prepare reports, or reformat client feedback. So all these things are a very small thing. So if you want to actually get a complete sense of what the AI workflow looks like, what are the tools available, then what I suggest is, basically we did understand. So what we have also built is a complete a tool that can actually help you with the agentic workflows. That means identify in your own business what are the tools that can be actually developed for what are the ideas which are essentially for your AI, plus what are the ideas for workflows, what are the ideas for agents, like that. So what we have built is a tool which helps you to do that. Let me show you that tool also, so you get an idea. So here is a tool which analyzes your jobs, it analyzes your work, and then gives you a report, a standard report. It gives you exactly where are the opportunities for your business. So this is something we can always do for your business. So click the link, and then what I suggest is to register for a workshop where we are doing some work on where. So now if you want to actually learn this more, and then what I suggest is to click the link and join my live workshop, which is happening in this Sunday, where I am going to cover more of these things and give you the exact, with the demo, how do you build a workflow, how do you build a tool. So I will see you in the workshop, and leave me a comment.